Yeah. Yeah.
Hello everybody, Savat the Mighty here, and I'm back with another Eve Echoes video. In today's video, we're going to be returning to the Fulmination server, and we're going to be taking a look at the final ship request for the faction battleships. And that is going to be for the Angel Machariel. Before we get started, if you do like my content, please leave a like on the video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you want to be notified whenever I do release new content in the future. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the Machariel. Alright, so first things first, if we look at what its roll bonus is, the roll bonus is plus 50% warp speed, plus 50% warp acceleration, and plus 5 seconds on a damage control activation time, making this battleship probably one of the fastest ones in order to get from point A to point B. With the additional warp speed, the warp speed acceleration, unless somebody else is rigging out for it, naturally, this ship is just going to get there faster every single time, making this battleship very effective at getting from one point to the other. Next, we're going to look at its other bonuses. For advanced large cannon operation, it's going to get plus 5% large cannon damage and minus 5% large cannon activation time, meaning it's going to hit harder and fire just that little bit faster. For advanced battleship command bonus per level, it's going to get 7.5% large cannon tracking speed. More tracking speed on large weapons is always going to be beneficial. And large cannon accuracy fall off, meaning that it's going to be able to shoot just that little bit further out as well. For its basic info, if you're just picking up this ship, you're going to have an overall defense of 98,483, a flight velocity of 139, a warp speed of 2 AUs, power grid output of 12,353 megawatts. Capacitor is going to be 9,978 gigajoules with a cargo hold capacity of 1,330 M3. Okay, so what did we do with this ship? So with this ship in the top slots, which there are 8 of, we have Gist C-type large autocannons. In this fit, each one of these Gist C-type large autocannons is going to have 235 DPS, with an optimal range of 6 km and an accuracy fall-off of 38.31 km. So that's basically going to put it at 44 until it does 44 km until it's hitting that 50% threshold. The tracking speed on these is going to be 10.14, and the activation time, again, 494 seconds, meaning it's actually firing at quite a fast pace. In the mid slots, which we do have 4 of, we have Verkalakis Large Energy Nosferatu. It's going to have an optimal range of 24 km with an accuracy fall-off of 14. And it's going to be transferring 230 gigajoules per activation, which that will happen every 10 seconds. We're also going to be equipping a Predator Stasis Webifier. This is going to give a minus 61% flight velocity adjustment to the enemies targeted with this. It is going to have an activation time of every 5 seconds and an optimal range of 14.8 km. We're also going to have a Haley Target Painter on here. Its optimal range is also 36 km with an accuracy fall-off of 90. And it is going to blow up whatever we hit signature radius by 38.75%. Finally, we have a Predator Warp Scrambler. This has an optimal range of 15 km. It's there to turn off those fancy micro warp drives that we may actually run into in combat. Not really for anything else. Down in our lows, we're going to be running 2 Mark 9 Vespas. They're going to be doing 38.44 DPS, and they're going to help us deal with these smaller targets a little bit. I believe this ship is pumping out enough damage from its guns alone that those medium drones are going to be more beneficial for the tiny targets. In the low slots, we have 6. And of those 6, our first item that we have here is a Core C-type large afterburner. This is going to help us get around just that little bit quicker and not have that same draw that the micro warp drive will. So if we do need to move around, we do have that option, and ours will not be being turned off whenever we do need to move. We're also running a Gistum C-type gyro stabilizer, and this is in here to give us that precious more damage. It's going to increase our activation time adjustment as well as just our raw damage bonus, and give us a clicky that's going to let us blow up our damage even further whenever we really want to shred something. Next to that, we have a Gist C-type adaptive invulnerability field. This is just going to be for the raw resistances to help keep our tank up. And then we also are running a Gistum C-type reactive shield hardener. Now, your shield hardeners are basically going to be situational. You may want to switch these out depending on what you're fighting. Today we're actually going to be fighting some Galente ships. So we're doing Galente missions, so we're going to be focusing primarily on that thermal and that kinetic. So because we only have 2 damage types we really need to worry about, using the Gistum C-type reactive shield hardener is going to be better in the long run than having a second one in of the C-type adaptive invulnerability field. Now, to complement that, we're using a Syntis C-type large shield booster. And in our fit here, I do apologize, it keeps bringing that up. In our fit here, our shield boost amount is going to be 1,188 per activation, and it's going to activate every 6.16 seconds, and it's going to drain 384 megawatts of our power whenever that happens. We're also using a Gist C-type large capacitor battery. As far as I can tell, this ship is already doing some pretty obscene damage, and you can get it much further up. I like to make sure that my fits are a little bit more tanky and can sustain that tank. This capacitor battery is going to let me do that effectively. And the rigs. In our engineering rigs, I went with 3 semiconductor memory cell 3s. They're increasing the capacitor capacity by 22.5% apiece. That is making this ship cap stable. In our offensive rigs, I have 1 Cannon Burst Aerator 3. The Cannon Burst Aerator 3 is going to increase our activation time by 12.5%, and give us a pretty hefty bonus to our DPS. I'm also running an Anti-Thermal Screen Reinforcer 3, and this is giving us an additional 40% to our kinetic resistance. And I have a Core Defense Charge Economizer 3, I'm sorry about that, which is going to increase our shield boost amount by 30%. So, usually when I'm running tougher missions and things like that with the armor tanks, I like to run 2 armor wrappers. Well, with the shield, it's a lot harder to become cap stable and have multiple shield boosters on there, so I try to come up with a compromise for that. And what I came up with is if I can use one of my rig slots for this, it is going to give me that 30% more bonus per activation, which may help counteract the fact that I'm not going to be running 2 of those, so if I get in a hot spot, and just overall allow us to wrap up way more shields. Okay, so the overall stats on this ship, if we start off with the defense, when we're looking at everything cold, it has an effective hit points of 142,859. 40,155 of that is in the shield hit points, with an EM resistance of 10%, a thermal of 52, and a kinetic of 40. Explosive is sitting at that 50% as well. For armor, it has 40,155 armor hit points, with an EM resistance of 50, thermal 35, kinetic 25, and explosive 10. And for our structure hit points, it's sitting at 35,752 with 33% across the board. Offense, we're looking at total DPS from our guns of 1,876.72. And from our medium drones, we're bringing 76.89 DPS for a total of 1,953.61 DPS. Our capacitor is at minus 1.33 gigajoules or minus 2.3%. It is stable, but it does require the Nosferatu to be running in order to be stable. The capacitor capacity is at 23,581 gigajoules, with a recharge time of a whopping 1,007 seconds. Our maximum power grid on this ship is 18,529. For targeting, it has a radar sensor strength of 29, scan resolution of 186, a signature radius of 247, and it can lock a maximum of 7 targets. In navigation, this thing is sitting at 201.55 out of the box with an 8.89 second warp preparation time, and it warps at 3 AUs a second. So that is the fitting of the ship. In today's video, we're actually going to be jumping in and trying some special combat with this. And with that, I'll leave you, and we'll be back with that combat. Alright, here we are outside of the anomaly, I guess, that we're going to be fighting in. And we're actually going to be doing the first encounter of Sweet Poison in this mission. We are going to be taking the Machariel and trying to see what it can actually do and put it to the test. Now, before we do that though, we do want to see a couple of things. We want to activate the shield hardeners like we normally do, and also our afterburner, and see where we're at. So for defense, we are at an EM resistance of 53, thermal 74, kinetic 69, explosive 74, and our navigation, we are doing 583. This should be plenty to be able to take out this mission. Let's warp in. Sweet poison. Alright, so we're going to warp within 20. And we're going to see how this ship performs. This, I think, is going to be very fun. I haven't done a T10 in this ship ever, and I'm very curious to see exactly how this is going to work out. I know there's a lot of people who are real excited about the Machariel right now and have been picking them up left and right. I have a lot of friends and people that I know online who actually own this ship and are looking forward to seeing what it can do. And I know they probably run a way more different fit than I do, but hey. Okay, so one of the things about these Galente, they're going to make our lock-on times a lot worse than what they really are. We do have our hardeners activated. Let's just focus fire. Wipe him off the face of the earth. Let's do the same thing with our next buddy here. Stop him. And our final tiny ship. Goodbye, good sir. And we're just going to set an approach on this guy. We're going to try to get closer in, and we're just going to watch these guys melt as this ship does fantastic damage to everything. Hey. So that is dead. Now the next step that we're going to do here is we're going to activate our damage, and we're going to see what type of DPS this has. 2,428. So sitting at 2,428 DPS with a pretty sustainable tank. Let's set our approach to 0 to make sure that we're actually doing that properly. Excellent. And that guy is dead. We're going to set our approach. We'll double click that just to make sure. And we're going to activate our Nosferatu since, you know, we haven't been really even using that yet. So I'm pretty impressed. Wave 1. Very simple. We can activate our shield booster one time here. Two times, I guess. And just watch as everything melts in front of us. Alright, let's start approaching our station. Activate our afterburner. Okay. Wave 2, we have a bunch of small ships here. We are getting locked down. We're going to go ahead and activate all of our stuff. And we are going to focus fire on this guy. Not bad. Actually, I want to switch over to you. You're a little outside of web range. Now let's murder you, my good friend. Start approaching that guy. Okay, we got all the little ships out of the way. We're still sitting at 85% on our capacitor. We were able to take care of that quite easily. Let's turn that off. We do not need it. Let's save our capacitor for other things. Activate those because we can. Well, I'm getting a little bit excited there. I'm wanting to kill stuff before it's even ready. Let's murder that. And since these are battleships, we can go ahead and set orbit. That should be just fine. Activate damage so we can get more of that on there. And just watch these guys melt. Battleships themselves, I mean, they're tanky beasts, so they're going to take a little bit to go down, but even the little bit that they are, this ship still just tears through them quite quickly. It should automatically focus on the next one. Activate all of our stuff. Why not? We have the capacitor battery in there. While it's on, we're going to be regenerating some of that delicious cap. Making sure that we're okay for the next round. One of the things that we want to look at here as well, I think now is a good time to do so, is our defense again and see where we ended up. 74 and 69 for the thermal and the kinetic. Okay. All right, let's activate our afterburner. We are fighting pretty much right here on 0, so we could have a whole lot of trouble at any given moment whenever a spawn happens. But overall, I'm just trying to test out and see what all this ship can do, so... Okay, so these guys did spawn. We got some small ones here. Okay, let's activate all of our stuff. Start off with him. Brilliant. So we're doing good for being at a 0 spawn, basically. It is holding up pretty nicely. We do have some NOSes on us. Okay. Perfect. Let's take out this next tiny guy. So we do got him taking a little more fire than I would like it to take, but still doing it pretty effectively. As long as we're moving away from them, we slow them down as soon as they start getting out of that range, because we got their micro warp drives turned off and then they're webbed up, they'll die. And the tank on the ship is able to pretty much handle anything that we want. Let's just turn around. Let's start approaching. Oh, we got guns on multiple ships, so let's fix that. Let's activate our... Oh, cool. Oh, I am screwing all that up. That's fine. Okay. Let's take out this Hyperion here. Excellent. We're in a fantastic spot. It's able to tank up pretty much everything. We still have a couple more elites left, but we're able to just tank right through those. That's not a problem. Our capacitor is taking a little bit of hits here, but overall I think we're fine. Okay. We could probably stop running the shield booster for a little bit of time. We seem to be in an okay spot here. I am so sorry. I keep swapping off before the guys are dead. Alright, let's take you out now. So we are stopping just so we can apply our damage a little bit better to this guy here. Let's actually approach. Move away from him, see if we can do that in a straight line. Excellent. Let's focus fire this guy now. And activate our defenses. Approach over here. And let's start the approach on him as well. We could turn off the afterburner for the time being. We don't really need it. We're in a pretty good spot here. We should take out this little guy here in no time flat. And then we got the 3 battleships, with one of those being an elite. No problems. Okay, we can turn off that, save a little bit of energy. We are just chewing through these guys. Elites or not, we don't really care. Let the elites attack us. Now, I'm sure there's going to be times when you're going to want to do this a bit differently. Maybe take out the elites first, or be a little bit more cautious, I guess. But we're sitting at 15 km off. Activate our defensive mechanisms. Alright, let's start the approach on the next guy. While we have our capacitor battery going, we can get over there to him. I think those are working pretty nicely. Okay. Let's increase our damage a bit here. All right. Beautiful. So this flying behemoth of death is doing a great job. Now that's not a worst case scenario that we can be in, but that was still a pretty tight scenario. A lot of ships wouldn't have been able to survive that. So I'm very happy to see that it actually pulled through. And was able to apply its damage pretty effectively. Okay, so this guy is a bit far out there. Our damage is going to be very, very weak on him for a while till we can get over there. However, on the plus side, we still can apply DPS at this range, so that is one of the good things about this ship. Even though it does have such a short range to do its optimal damage, it can hit from a pretty good distance out and apply that damage while it's coming in, so that time isn't really being wasted while you're doing a pittance of actual damage. I'm going to wait to activate the damage until we do get a little bit closer to this guy. All right, cool. We're in a nice spot here, so let's see what we can do. I do apologize. My neighborhood that I live in, we have a lot of people who enjoy their vehicles. By enjoy their vehicles, they like to take off their mufflers and whatnot. So, hey, if you hear that, I do apologize. So this guy now has us webbed and scrammed, so apparently he just wanted to get really far away so he couldn't really use those, because he was like, you know, I want to make this fair for you. Alright, let's approach our exit point. That's going to be kind of rough with the web he has on us. Let's web him back just for fun. Hey, look, we can do that too. Okay. Start locking up some stuff here. Okay. We want to focus fire up on this and activate these items here and that. Now we are moving away from the pack currently, so... Alright, our next target is going to be this elite. Cannot see. I actually want to focus fire this guy as soon as I'm able. Wow. There we go. Okay. And now I want to work on this guy. Turn that off. Give me a little bit of that energy back. Okay. So we are in a definitely an interesting position. Let's go ahead and approach this elite here. Activate our battery once again. We can turn our shield off. Yep. Approach, please. We've got some interesting things happening here. Okay. We're gonna approach this elite. Focus fire him. Okay, we're starting to get pretty close. I'm going to go ahead and activate some of our defenses. And we'll activate our damage and see if we can't cut through this guy pretty quickly. He's moving quite fast as well. Once we get this elite battleship off the table, that is definitely going to give us some good wiggle room. He's probably going to be doing a lot of the damage. Okay. So we still have 12 ships left. Shouldn't be too bad though. If we're having this easy of a time on the actual elite battleship, then I don't see this doing anything bad. All right, we got into enough range here where he can actually use his E-War on us. So we're going to use his E-War. We're going to make sure that he knows he can't get away either. There's not going to be any warping out for this guy. He is dead. What's that, Mr. Megathon Striker? You thought you were the big bad boy here? Let me introduce you to the Angel Cartel's finest. Okay, so next we're going to start approaching this little guy here. I figure why not. And we could probably turn that off for a hot moment. Yeah, perfect. Now let's start thinning the herd. Okay. Just full-on approaches to everything. Yeah, let's go ahead and use our damage too. Why not? Yeah, let's activate that. Approach. And let's use our battery. What, you guys thought you were good? You thought you were going to be able to stop this ship? I think not. Think not. Okay. Oh, I'm getting a little ahead of myself again. One more shot on you. There we go. Alright, let's get rid of this core Hyperion. Let's just go into orbit around him. We should be just fine for that. We can turn off the shield booster again. We seem to be doing just fine. We can activate that when we need to. It's great having the ship being cap stable with a pretty decent tank on it and this amazing damage as well. It's just able to do all sorts of crazy stuff and just wade through the enemies, just wiping them out at your leisure, not ever really even scared about anything. It's like, well, what are you gonna do? Shoot me? Okay, come over here so my guns can hit you better. It's pretty fun and just ridiculous. This ship just mows through stuff. And with the ability to do its thing of warping just 2 areas to and fro, it's able to warp quicker. It warps faster than the other battleships for the most part, with actually not having to fit any type of rigs. I do have to clarify that. You can't put rigs on there to make some battleships warp just as fast if you wanted to, but you are taking up those rig slots to do so. However, its approach to warp and things like that, it lets you get around and do these missions at a faster pace. All in all, this is going to make your clear times in this ship, from start to finish, including the travel, probably better than just about any other ship. That is really cool. Okay, so we're just going to activate all the stuff again because we have our clickies. We want to use them. And having the shield battery, or not the shield battery, the cap battery on here is probably one of my favorite things. This cap battery just lets you be lazy. I mean, you can literally just wade through stuff. Be like, okay, yeah, sure, no problem. I don't really have to worry about my cap too terribly much. I don't have to worry about, oh no, I've got to manage all this crap and make sure that my cap's not getting down and now I'm getting drained by people and stuff. You're like, I got the cap battery, I'm good to go. And the medium drones I also really do enjoy as well. The medium drones pretty much dictate that all even the small ships, even if your turrets are having trouble hitting them, that they're going to be able to do a lot of work. And when those turrets finally do land a hit, it's just pure joy. I mean, what are we going to do here? So this first encounter has gone swimmingly. There's literally nothing wrong. No moments of scaredness, no moments of hustle, no moments of anything really. You're here. You fight and you win. That's what the Machariel do. Alright, so we could turn off the afterburner now. We don't really need it. Let's activate our defenses yet again. And watch our shield just go back up. We still got quite a few ships on us too. These are some big boys. And they're laying some firepower into us, and we're doing okay. We don't particularly mind. So it's not like this is, these are some lightweight damage coming in. We're in range. All these guys they're doing their thing. Okay. Oh. We got some Megathrons to take out. We still do have that elite over there. I wonder if that elite is actually... Yeah. He's targeting. He's targeting us. We have the striker here who just chilling. All in all, the safety that this ship has, along with the amount of firepower that it can put out, just really good. And the ability to just get around is also very, very handy too. I really think that this ship is going to clear some encounters very quickly and make your run time on your T10s and whatnot very fast. So if this is the ship that you chose to do, you're probably making ISK hand over foot. Yep. Let's approach him. And I know, this is only the first wave of this encounter. The second wave is definitely going to be much harder, but just the fact that it was able to handle this wave this well, it's very impressive. The is definitely the big boy of battleships, that's for sure. All right. Let's start approaching our final target. Let's activate our damage because we can and clear off the rest of the hull on this battleship and then come over here to this last elite and wipe them off the face of the earth. Love the explosions. Ah, so good. Alright, you elite Myrmidon. You're the last cowboy here. What you gonna do? Yeah, that sounds about right. Not much. There we go. Wave 1 of Sweet Poison is completed. And in this wave, we basically had no threats whatsoever that of any type of danger. We played around with death by staying pretty much at 0 whenever there was a spawn. We weren't playing completely stupidly, even though there was a lot of stupid moments. We can travel by. Again, I haven't looked and seen how a lot of people are fitting this ship currently. I know a lot of the people that I associate with do have this ship, and I have a lot of viewers also who do have this ship, and couldn't wait to see what exactly I did with it. I hope I am doing this ship justice. I know you guys probably wanted to see some insane DPS on this ship by going with a full DPS fit, and that's really nice, but sitting at 1,876 DPS, and we actually have a pretty moderate tank on here for what we're actually doing, and it's able to cut through stuff pretty quickly and tank pretty well to my liking. I like to, whenever I do my missions, I like to be really safe. I like my stuff to be cap stable, and I also find it very impressive that this ship is able to make a cap stable shield tank. I haven't seen very many cap stable shield tanks. I know I'm using the Rikalaka's Nosferatu, but still, even with that, it's like, wow, okay. I've been using those Nosferatus on other fits, trying to make them cap stable as well, and it gets pretty difficult. So that also very much impressed me, that this bad boy here is actually able to do that. A cap stable shield tank where you can get some pretty insane defenses with using a marginal amount of defense slots and still have an insane offense, be pretty speedy, and actually warp around to places very quickly for a battleship. I mean, it is Angel Cartel, they're kind of known for that. So yeah, I really enjoy the Machariel, and I'm just kind of warping around right now to showcase a little bit if you haven't got your own Machariel, or you haven't seen anything about it on exactly how fast the ship is warping. We're not exactly in the safest space out here, so you're getting to see basically it's going to align, it warps off, it does that very quickly. That can also be adjusted too by rigs to be much faster if you really wanted to, but you're going to get from point A to point B lickety split. You're going to be able to get to those encounters. You're going to be able to blast those encounters off the face of the planet, get back, get your ISK, make a sandwich, have a good time, and laugh about how other people are still sitting out in their mission trying to pew pew from 80 to 100 km away. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and make a cut here. You guys listened to me speak enough regarding that, and we will be back with the next encounter of Sweet Poison. Alright, we're back, and we're just outside of the station at the next encounter. And I am going to go ahead and warp in about 25. We're going to get this party started. So we're going to take the bad boy Machariel in on the encounter 2 for Sweet Poison. We're going to see just how well it can handle this tougher encounter. Alright, so I made some changes in my settings here. I am not going to be automatically locking up all the ships. One of the things that I need to do is turn on those. Okay, let's focus fire. lock you up. Excellent. All right, next. Oh no, you've got me webbed. I am in great trouble. Let's lock you down. Excellent. Let's focus fire you next. And let's focus fire you next. Alright, let's start approaching you, and you we can hit with all of the stuff. And let's start locking up some of the other guys. Okay. Next, we're going to be focus firing on this friendo over here. Oh, we got quite a bit of ships to take out. Let's start locking up some of the other dudes. Yeah, let's approach you, and let's take out your buddy first, though. Excellent. Okay, so we had quite a few ships to worry about. Now we've just got a bunch of battleships, so it's just gonna be a time thing now. Okay, focus fire, approach. I did turn off all of my auto targets and auto stuff. So this is going to take a wee bit more of a micromanaging, but that is okay by me. Let's get all the guns firing. Okay, so wave 1 is pretty much done. We're up to just the cleanup here. It's just taking out these 4 Hyperions. Luckily, this ship has quite a bit of firepower associated with it, so it's going to do this at a pretty decent speed. Let's activate our stuff. Hit that damage booster. Let's set orbit around our next target, and we're going to focus fire up on him. Hit him with all the goodies. Alright, so wave 1, phenomenal. We're okay with wave 1. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Lots of ships, lots of fun, lots of bisque. Okay. Let's start our orbit around our next guy. Move into range to get that optimal damage if we can. We can start healing up some of our hit points here. Perfecto. All right. And a focus fire. You know what? I think I would rather, instead of doing all of that, like I said, I'm lazy. I want to do auto attack on Auto attack on the next target. Why not? Let's activate our damage. And again, if you're just joining us, you wanted to see the last showcase here, our damage with that activated is 2,428, and our overall effective hit points is 168,493, with a pretty respectable 77% thermal and 79 kinetic resistances, which are all that really matter to these guys here. Alright, we're doing good. Let's go ahead and approach our next victim. And lastly, one of the things we kind of want to look at is where are we? We're at 26 km off. That's pretty brutal, actually. Excellent. So our auto attack back is helping us not have to retarget all of those each time. Not bad. Now, this is the easiest of the waves. Let's go ahead and start approaching our station. We're probably going to end up right in the middle of a pack. If I had to say anything, yeah. Okay, next wave is spawning. And yeah, they're a little bit off of us. Okay. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna lock up all of these little guys. Oh, cool. So we've got 17 of these bad boys to take out. This is going to be my buddy. He's who I want dead first. Sure, we'll take you next. We can turn this off. We don't need it. Okay. Next, we're gonna hit you. We don't have long, but eventually these are gonna be in range. Awesome. Let's bring you to a grinding halt. Yeah, no. Let's turn ourselves back around. We're way too far out here. Still able to hit, though. Okay. Sure. We'll take it. Yeah, we're not doing supreme damage at this range, but we're still gonna mess you up. Yep. Bunch of tiny ships. No. We're gonna focus fire on this guy, thank you very much. We don't like him. Let's come back over here. Alright, we're down to 10 ships. Making really good time. And approach yet again. We're going to take off a lot of this damage before we even get over there. That is our next target. Okay, and Battleship Friendo here. Start laying into him. We are getting in range of all of these guys. But they are the last 7 ships that we have left. Let's put in our orbit. They're big enough that the orbit's not really going to matter. Cool. So we take this Hyperion off the table. And then we can pretty much take the rest of these guys out at our leisure. I mean, all they are juicy, juicy targets for us. See these red circles? All I see is ISK. Yeah, sure. No, focus fire on that guy. Let's approach the furthest away, activate our clickies, and we're just going to drift on in there. Oh, we can have another clicky we can activate. Wonderful. Okay, our capacitor battery is on cooldown currently. All right, we're going to take out the next weakest ship, and then we have 3 battleships that we have to deal with. And goodbye, my friend. I'm going to approach you, focus fire you. Just kind of like a drift by. Oh, so these guys are actually laying out some of that damage. They got that damage going on. That's okay. That's why we have our boosters. Oh, we have our cap battery up as well. We're in a good spot. So being this close to all these guys, they are able to lay into us. Really putting the tank to the test here. But we're doing just fine. Once we get this Hyperion off the table, we will focus on this Megatron. Let's activate that. He's getting kind of far, so we're going to pump our damage up quite a bit. And we'll place him in an orbit. He will be our next victim. Goodbye. Still sitting at 83 capacitor. Wave 2. Wave 2 has been defeated. Gloriously defeated. And now we're going to start the approach. We are going to turn on our afterburner so we can get over there a little bit quicker. Awesome, awesome. let's just go into a little bit of an orbit here, and once we get him down to hull, we will we'll proceed to get out. We're gonna leave. Okay, let's turn that off for now. Let's start our approach. Since we're already kind of turning, we're stuck in this little cycle here. And for our cosmic anomaly, we are setting at 18 km off. And so in a very bad spot if we were to actually get spawned upon. Okay, let's activate. And let's start getting out of here. So I figure we'll be, what, 20 off? Yeah, roughly 20, 30 off. For Wave 3, Wave 3 should start bringing in the elites, and we should start seeing a little bit of trouble here. To the moon! Alright, it's dead. Let's find out where our opponents are going to spawn at. Oof, right there. Okay. Let us start locking up some of these guys. Oh yeah, bring it in, bring it in. Give me all these small ships. Who do we got? We got trouble is what we got. Okay, we're gonna activate all of this and focus fire. Hit those. Activate the battery and that. Can you stop? There we go. And activate our capacitor battery. We'll take out these guys here in no time at all. Do. Perfect. Let's get rid of the guys who are webbing us. And we can play that game too. Okay. Oh, well. I didn't exactly kill him. I'm getting a little trigger happy first, so let's finish the job there. Now, focus fire you, and we are going to turn around and approach you. Really, you can focus fire this guy. That'd be nice. Let's hit you with these slowy down things. Okay, so we still have 19 ships to deal with. Oh, I don't know why you're still on. I've just forgot about you. Let's lock up those two. Let's actually focus fire this guy. Activate that. We could turn off the afterburner for the time being. Okay. Let's turn around real quick. Sure. We'll take you next. Let's get us a little bit of defense going. Excellent. Looks like you're next on the list, Mr. Catalyst. Let's approach this way. Beautiful. And let's start locking up some others. Perfect. Give me my afterburner. Let's get in there. Let's mix it up a little bit. Not quite. I actually want to kill you first. We got everything locked on that guy? Okay, so let us approach the smaller ship first. And let us ruin his day. Excellent. Let's go into orbit around this battleship. Let's just get right in here. Right in the middle of all of them. And beautiful. Look at all this ISK. Just sitting there, waiting to be collected with cannons. Okay, we can turn off our shield booster for the time being. I don't see any type of leads in this pack. So, wave 3 even. Kind of a joke. Okay, one battleship off the table. Now that we got him... Man, why did these two, they're the troublesome ones. They're like, we're gonna wait until you have something else targeted. Then we're gonna activate. Okay, let's get you back on that guy. Let's lock up these dudes. We're gonna take out this thorax next. I don't like the way he's looking at me. Let's go ahead and activate those. We can put our defense on and just have a good old time. Alright, we're down to 8 ships. It's definitely looking like this is gonna be very, very enjoyable. Yeah, we just got a herd of battleships now. This is a wild herd of battleships, often found in nature. Capital ships like to group together to protect the pack. They use their ablative hit points armor, wander around aimlessly pew-pewing at the Machariel. But the Machariel's an alpha predator, and does not care about their plant-eating teeth trying to grind on its armor. I'm just being silly now. But really, this is pretty crazy, honestly. I mean, what are they really gonna do to me? Nothing. We have our capacitor battery, we have our shield, we have damage. We got everything. We even got our little drone boys. They're out there doing some work too. What do they got? A whole lot of hit points. Just a matter of time. So, with the faction battleships being pretty much done with this video, I think I've actually covered all of them. If there is anything that you would like to see that is faction battleship related, please let me know. Maybe I can start looking into other fits for the faction battleships. Or, I don't know, other fits for just other ships in general. I think I've almost covered just about every battleship that there is out there, except for the Ravens. I have not covered the Ravens. So we'll really have to see. I don't know what's going to be next. Maybe what I'll do is I'll try to take some of these ships into dead spaces and see how they can perform in the dead spaces themselves, so we can take a look at that. That might be fun. I don't know. Let me know what you guys want to see for the ship request videos. They're pretty much, like I said, done. I think I've covered just about everything except for the Ravens in here now. So I will need new ideas when it comes to that. We still have the final wave in this. I'm talking like this is just about over, but it's not. We still got the big scary wave with the 30-something plus ships. Oh, I've been pumping the shield here for quite some time now. Actually, we can just keep that going. That's fine. But as you can see, I mean, even the ship with the capacitor battery, if you forget, it's no big deal. You're in a good spot. Okay, let's just orbit this guy. Blow him up next. So yeah, once you get to this point, I mean, it's literally just the waiting game again. This is kind of like the position that you get into whenever you're doing the kiting fits, where you have everything dead except for these last couple of ships. Except, and unlike the kiting fits, you're up here in the middle of everything. You're in the mix, so you got to make sure that you can survive that mix. Alright, our DPS is off now too, so we're just back down to doing our basic stuff, orbiting this guy, but we're at that 5 km marker. That 5 km marker is that beautiful shutoff. We have 6 km for our optimal range, so we should be doing full damage to him. Yes, I know I'm orbiting these ships. Yes, I do not care. They're battleships, everything should be fine. And don't take away my orbits from me. I love watching my ships circle stuff. The little pleasures that I get when you play a range kiting fit for so long. You just go moving straight lines back and forth, spinning around, feeling like a shark feels good. Okay, so we got some of these battleships that are actually getting pretty far out away from us. But they're like, no, we have long-range weapons. I could turn off the afterburner, I guess. I've been letting that run, too. Well, I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to turn it right back on as soon as we start approaching those other two that have decided they want to make life miserable by having to get over there. Where's our comic anomaly? We're still comic anomaly, cosmic anomaly. We're still at 20 km off. That's about where we've been the entire time. Oh, let's turn that off. Let's turn this back on. And let's start approaching. Goodbye, Megathron. We were over there visiting you. Okay. We are down to the last 2 ships. So this last wave here, we've already spent about 30 minutes in it. So it still is taking quite a bit of time to get through this, but also I'm not the best pilot at this. Orbit. Alright. Let's activate all of our Adamoj. Oh yeah. The good stuff there. Let's start approaching our last buddy. And dead. Ooh! I love it. The Machariel's just like doing the action star thing where he just walks away from the explosion like I don't have time to sit there and view this. Already back up to the 80s. Just go ahead and go into orbit now. Oh, we're gonna skim right by you. Take this barrage. Broadside, will you? There's my soft underbelly. Can you kill me? No. Alright. Let's approach. And let's see how much of a horrible situation we're gonna be in when this happens. So we're about to let that fourth wave spawn, and we're gonna be very, 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 very close. I think we're in a very good spot, honestly. We're gonna let these guys all come to us. Activate this. We're gonna focus fire on him and hit him with all the goodies. So can you please stop? Yeah? You're a little close, but it's okay. We're gonna pull away from you. We're gonna blap you into all existence in just a second. Cool. No webs on us. It's kind of impressive. There you go. Next buddy over here. We can actually unlock you. You're not part of my concerns right now. We have him hit with all the stuff, right? Where are you? Look at that little guy. He's just zipping around. Let's turn that off. No need to worry. Okay, 12 km. Yeah, we're starting to get some of the blapping damage. Why does this guy have a -0 on him? Were you that eager to kill him? You're like, your time has come. Just biding my time until we get there. Okay. So we're still sitting at 30 ships. It's going to take us a little bit of time to get these dudes taken out, but whatever. And don't particularly care. Yeah. Can't believe they haven't webbed us. That's actually, quite impressive. We're gonna start approaching the elite ship. Yeah, let's turn back around. You're next. Let's turn this off. We're gonna get you now. Ouch. Hey, you webbed me! Still approaching you. Battery active. You are next, and we're going to approach. Hey, stop shooting him. I want you to kill this guy first. Here. Lock him up. Cool. We got some hits in. 26 ships. Woof. Let's not be stupid. Just fly into the middle of 26 ships. That seems a bit brazen, at the least. And let's stop the guns. I think our drones could take care of him. Let's start blapping this guy. Get him, drones. You have one job. Let's turn on the afterburner a little bit. Let's get rid of you. Alright, so this elite is pulling away from us, so he doesn't have any type of micro warp drives or anything, I don't think. Excellent. Alright, let's murder him. Look at all these little guys. So wonderful. Let's turn back around. Alright, we're sitting at 22 ships. We got this elite, and we got a couple of, What the? You're over here? What are you doing over here, buddy? And do you lose your friends? You miss them? Okay. We're coming towards you. I don't want you to feel lonely over here, so we're gonna come visit. We're gonna high five you, and we're gonna get out of here. Look, I even got the drones on you. They're over there. Hi, buddy. Can you see us? You're actually pretty fast. You're keeping a good distance. And we are catching up, but I don't know what your game plan was. I don't even really know how you got over there. That's okay. Look, those guys are so far away. 22 ships, and we got this elite. This elite here is not doing anything. He is just irritating us. Is there any more elites in this pack? No. This mission really is really easy. Probably another wave, though. If there was only this many elites, there's probably another wave. I don't remember. If there is, we'll take it out, too. That's how much respect that we have for this mission. We don't even care if there's another wave or not. Come on, buddy. Oh, we have this. We have a clicky. Oh, let's heal up a little bit, too. It's gonna take us some time to get back over to our buddies, so thanks for that. 65 km away. Jeez. Here, let's just approach this guy. Why? Stop. There. We're gonna get there eventually, guys. Oh, you just had one of your elite friends who decided that he didn't want to be part of the group anymore. He thought he could solo me. He was wrong. You guys were right. You should have stayed in the pack. Okay. So we still have 18 ships left, so it's still not a lot to scoff at. If we do get in the middle of all of these guys, things could go pretty south. There's probably quite a bit of battleships, or just a lot of damage in general that can be laid upon us. So even though I'm joking around, it still could be a scary scenario if you let it become a scary scenario. Again, I'm not really sure what happened with that elite. He just kind of pissed off in the opposite direction from the rest of the pack. He went all solo dolo on him. I mean, I can't really blame him though. That's exactly what we're doing here. We're going solo. Okay. So we're starting to get a lot of ships in here. Let us activate our stuff. This Hyperion should be dead here in a second, and then we can pretty much destroy these other ships. No issues. And then that should leave us with the cleanup job of the last of the battleships and just here or there. I think this pack here is just a bunch of cruisers that really can't do anything to us. No, some destroyers too. Okay. Oh, goodbye. Okay. You're down to 16 ships. $15 ships. $14 ships. This guy's like right next to us. Here, be webbed. Bonk. Yeah, we're right in the middle of everyone now. It's fun being able to do that, though, I do gotta say. Okay. Focus fire this guy. Focus fire this guy. Actually, I want to focus fire him first. Yeah, we got a couple of different packs here. We are just brazenly going in the center of all of them. Like we don't care, because we don't. I'm just trying to get rid of some of the smaller ships here first. Alright, we are down to 10 ships. Looks like they're all going to be battleships here shortly. And our clickies are back up, so let's go ahead and activate those. Here, have a web. And also scram. We don't want you warping away. Oh. Okay. We are down to 8 ships. The capacitor is holding strong. This ship is doing wonderful with this capacitor. Able to tank quite well, able to dish out damage quite well. I am nothing but impressed. Very amazing. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we have 6 ships up here. We can have 7 locked at a time. Where are we missing? You. Lock them up. Activate our clickies. And let us start approaching our next victim. So we're sitting at 48 minutes for this encounter. I'd imagine this encounter is going to be a little bit over an hour long once it's completed. I think the first encounter was less than an hour. So for the 2 encounters, you're probably looking at about 2 hours to do this mission with this ship. With the encounters, with the travel time, maybe a little bit more. Well, obviously a little bit more. But still, I would say probably under 3 hours. Oh no. We left our shield booster on. Whatever shall we do? I love cap stable ships. Yeah, so we're in the waiting game now. And again, I really do hope there's another wave. If there's another wave, that'll make me super excited. Because we'll get to basically just go through and blap a whole lot more. I want to see a lot more elites. The elite density was not to my liking. Okay, let's activate all of our clickies. And let's approach our next target. Let's focus fire, and we can just stop moving now. We're just gonna chill right here. And cool. Now that we basically got this guy in hold, let's start approaching our next target. We'll activate our stuff. Actually, it helps if we give some thrust there. Bye, buddy. It's nice parking in front of you. Okay. Now that we're in a good spot here, we can go ahead and stop yet again. And we are going to focus fire. Activate our Mr. Battery. And our damage. And we are just melting this guy. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay. We're going to start targeting him and... No, we don't want to kill two at once. Let's stop. I actually thought we were going to get closer, but we're getting further away from this guy. 10 km seems to be an okay spot for us. Yeah. Here, don't move. Okay. And the last three cowboys. Well, I probably shouldn't have done that. Do one more thing. Hey, just one more cycle, please. Thank you. Beautiful. We're sitting at exactly 54 minutes currently. So it is going to be probably just about an hour, like exactly an hour, to do this last wave. We're getting so far away. My 6 km optimal range? No. Okay. And we can stop up here. We are going to activate this, and this, and we are just going to go to town on this guy. Here, actually be webbed too. Just tears through these battleships so fast. I love it. All right. And we are sitting off at 45. 78% capacitor. About to kill the last ship. Looking healthy as can be. Ready for another wave if another wave is to spawn. Just looking peachy keen. And that's it. Last wave is finished. We just got our reward right there. And that took us approximately 56 minutes. do the last wave of Sweet Poison in the Machariel. Again, if you put more damage on this ship, you could probably do it quite a bit quicker, but I do like the ability to just be super safe and have a good time doing it. Again, guys, I want to thank you for watching. I appreciate everybody who enjoys my content, and thank you again for supporting the channel. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you next time. Bye.